I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G sitting alongside Rio and Jimmer today. We had some fun stuff go on this weekend. We're going to give you guys a little recap of everything that happened. And obviously, as we get her started, Jimmer, some news and notes, baby.
Yeah, first off, I have a question for you.
I'm listening.
Whatever happened to the strawberry cream savers?
I don't know.
Tell me you had those, right?
Yeah. They were like a holiday thing. I think they turned it into, didn't they?
Did they now?
I'm
talking about when I was in high school, dude. You couldn't get everybody had those. Mm-hmm. So damn good, addicting as shit.
They were really good.
They were really good, and then it just fell off the planet.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I want to say I only see them during some kind of holiday. I don't know.
When did you see these at all, and why didn't you buy a bunch then? Because I haven't seen them.
I don't know. I'm not a big candy guy though either. They're good, but
you like nuts.
I don't go out of my way for candy. So
Word,
dog.
That's a good point though. I don't know. I haven't seen them in a while.
And then another one. We need to stop with the death hoaxes. Like I got really sad and then pissed today. So I'm a huge Office guy. And did you see that one that they were spreading that Rainn Wilson died?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, are you shitting me right now?
I did see the one that it was the Minnesota Vikings playoff chances died.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Ouch. Ouch. And here we go.
Confirm.
Not official, but official.
Not official. There's a, 13 or 16% chance?
I don't know what it is. It's not good. It's no
not
bueno.
good.
And I appreciate it because Zim's gone then.
I haven't seen, but I didn't see that Rainn Wilson deal.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I guess it was like the third. I don't pay that close attention to all that stuff very often unless it comes up and it's someone big, I guess. But I guess it's been like a bunch of them that they've been putting out there, like these death hoaxes and this, that, and the other. And I've seen the Rainn Wilson one. I'm like, you better knock this shit off right now. Because I'm still holding out hope
That there's going
to be a get together,
right.
A comeback.
Okay.
You know, if Friends came back, they can come back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
God, I think the biggest death hoax I can think of was when they said Tupac died. It's just such horse shit, right?
Right.
Yeah. He's not dead.
You need to get your brother on one time and go over that.
What
was that number?
The
numbers and stats, and it's a freaky thing, man.
Jeez.
You start going down a wormhole.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll kick her off. There's, I guess the conversation is heating up between the NBA and the NBAPA about that in-season NBA tournament among the league's 30 teams. They've been discussing elements of the tournament which could become part of the calendar as soon as the 22-23 and the 23-24 season.
What does the winner get? Did they say anything?
Last time I looked it up myself, it was like each player gets an additional like $1 million or something like that, and the winner of it. Huh. And I don't know what I don't know what
has to be a trophy.
There has to be something like that.
And
there has
then,
to be something for there has to be something for the team too, right? Financially, otherwise, why would they put their players at risk for what they want as a championship, not some stupid play?
COVID players can come back after 2 days.
How would it? Yeah, I'm trying to picture how that would even go. Like, if they had the tournament, would it be separate from the 82 games, or would it be included
as the 82?
Yeah, as part of the 82. So if you get knocked out, maybe you play somebody else that got knocked out to keep the games up, but then the tournament continues beyond you. I don't know how they would do it.
That's interesting. I don't know how you would go about doing that because like how would you peak anyone after you lose? You can't win that.
Right.
Unless you're playing for the number one pick.
Oh.
Boom.
Oh.
Boom. you're playing for I'm talking
Tank
about
City.
I'm talking about like the losing bracket is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Mass amount of money if you get like first, second, whatever, third, and then the bottom three are literally, and you have to play to win. You have to play to win to get the top 5 picks.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm telling you, I'm digging that. Then there's no tanking then.
Right, but you have some of the middle of the pack teams that'll, Denver is always a tough one to put away, but always makes the playoffs. They're gonna be tough enough they fall out of that top 5, but then they're gonna be in the running for that pick.
Yeah, why not, baby?
I mean, I agree. Something has to be done with the whole 100% tanking deal, but I don't know if that's quite the way. Maybe they shut down for a week or 2 weeks and play this tournament out, and if you're out, you get a little more rest time. I don't know.
Maybe. I like where you're going, Jimmer. So it'd almost be an NIT or something, right? Versus the actual tournament.
Yeah.
But it would be if you lost, you're thrown into the NIT and you can. Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
It'd be the bottom 15, and then you're playing because like you're saying, the Nuggets want to be facing. They want to be facing, for instance, the Nets or something first round.
You don't know because what if they're hot? What if a bad team gets hot?
Maybe
right?
It depends on when they play it.
Yeah.
But like right about now, this is where teams start separating themselves and their records start going where they're really going to be. Not the Lakers, evidently, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know that they'd have enough player buy-in, to be honest with you. Because it's not the actual championship, right? It's just.
And then they're playing for a draft pick. They're not even playing for money.
Yeah.
Well,
that second wave.
if they are playing for money, maybe you get some of them guys on those minimum deals and stuff. Yeah, maybe.
First off, I need to correct myself. They're all still getting paid their nice-ass contracts. So they're still getting paid to play the game, regardless.
Yeah, they're making a little bit of money.
They're making a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
They make too much money.
Whoa. Not about too much.
Yeah, too much.
Aaron Rodgers passes Brett Favre with his 443rd career Green Bay Packers touchdown. I don't know if you guys seen the video, too.
When he asked them to forget about it and win another Super Bowl or bring another Super Bowl.
He's like, congratulations. I need you to do one thing for me.
Yeah.
Bring us back another Super Bowl.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
That's
It's
cool.
still-
He's been playing a long time.
He did it in like, what was it, like 40 less games or some shit like that. But has like a third of the interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a good quarterback,
he
definitely. I don't think he's with Green Bay next year. But, he moves on, or Green Bay moves on, however you want to say it.
This would be
But good for him.
This would be the craziest quarterback carousel of experienced Pro Bowl and borderline Hall of Fame quarterbacks maybe we've ever seen in an NFL season.
Yeah.
I mean,
Agreed.
Obviously Russ, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun, whatever's happening with him. Is there someone else? I feel like I'm missing someone else, too. Kirk Cousins is always part of the conversation. I keep seeing stuff since we're nearing the end of the season about them trading him.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Garoppolo could be gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just thinking quarterbacks, not great quarterbacks, but like Danny Dimes could be gone. They haven't decided if they're gonna they're gonna take advantage of that last year of his contract.
They are. They're bringing an old boy and him back.
Mm-hmm.
They have said that.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and the coach Judge. They're bringing them both back.
I don't know. I think I would give Danny Dimes a little bit of time because you seen that the team was a lot different when he was out there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a huge difference. So he's not in the same conversation as like a Mike Glennon, obviously. So he's obviously better than that. So
Yeah, I think
that one I gave a little bit more.
The X factor is Russ, right? For him, if he ends up saying I'm going to New York, you take Russ, right?
Well, no sure thing Russ is out of.
Right.
He's got another 2 years, I believe, on that big contract that he just signed in 2019. So,
Okay.
no sure thing that he's.
Well, he doesn't. What he's saying is that he doesn't control it, and like unlike most players, like a receiver, quarterbacks tend not to sit. He's not going to sit. Like if they call their bluff, kind of like what Philly did with Simmons. Like, all right, if you don't want to play, then you're forfeiting your paycheck. We're not trading you. That's what I'm saying. You're going to wait out 2 years. Then you're going to sit on the bench for 2 years. You're going to just diminish yourself.
Right.
And I'm not saying they would do that, Danny. I think they would eventually actually trade him. But there is always that option. Like, hold on, unless we're getting fair value back for you, we're not trading, and you can just sit then if you want to be a crybaby about it. Because we literally pissed every other franchise player off for you. So I was thinking about this the other day. That I was like, literally the guy that's trying to leave Seattle. That whole franchise, including Pete Carroll himself, have bent over backwards for you. Did everything to make you a superstar. Tried everything to make you the Super Bowl MVP. The whole works. Took the ball out of Marshawn's hand to try to give you that distinction in that game.
Yep.
They've done everything. They pissed off Richard Sherman when he was still in his prime. They pissed off everybody except for Bobby Wagner. I think was the only one that's left there, right?
Yeah.
Literally threw everyone else away for you, and this is how you're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you read anything as far as like the camp, something like that up in Seattle, like it's his farewell tour this year. Like they all are pretty much acknowledging that.
He's not helping himself. He's not playing great either.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So I don't know if Seattle does be like, hold on, we know what you're worth, but you're not gonna pull back what we think. So
it's gonna be something crazy.
I think Aaron Rodgers is gone. I think we all agree on that one. Deshaun will be gone because he is literally sat, and they're okay with that. They're just, in fact, they were about to trade him. It was just the legal stuff. So that I think 2 for sure are gonna go. I think there's a good shot Russ goes, like he gets traded, but there's still got to be someone's got to fork over what they find. That whole.
Yeah, I don't know. If they cut him or trade him, they're gonna have there's $26 million to dead cap hit. It doesn't happen. Next year, if they do it the following year, it's only 13, which you could do. So I see it probably happening then.
Okay.
That's a lot. 26. That's 20. A lot of dead money.
Yeah. That. I don't know.
And he's got a full no trade clause, anyways.
So I was gonna say.
So it's got to be somewhere he wants to go.
Yeah.
That franchise is going to be not just losing their quarterback. There's a legit shot that Pete Carroll could just retire. He's 70 years old.
Yeah.
There's a very good shot. Yeah.
So like you go from losing your all-time greatest coach and your greatest quarterback to date and future Hall of Famer to being Seahawks of old pretty damn quick, right? Like I'm talking about like
I say
15 years
I
ago.
would imagine they give it one more ride, coach and quarterback.
Maybe they
try
to
to bring in
into it?
try to pitch, bring in whoever the heck you can, and then if it doesn't work out the following year, you cut or ship off Russ, only 13 mil on the cap hit. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then the coach probably retired. He's getting up there in age, and then maybe you kind of move on and get your own quarterback.
All these feelings of the quarterbacks not having a say in what goes on is, I think it's sometimes a little ridiculous. Do you have any say at your place of employment up above with the CEO?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know you might. You actually got some vitamins directly from him. So there's a possibility of that. Wrong guy to ask. But all I'm saying is he actually has way more weapons than the average bear out there. You have a DK Metcalf and a Tyler Lockett. You have 2 legitimate receivers.
Yeah.
You have decent running backs. Your offensive line needs to get better. That's what you need. You need a better offensive line and a better offensive line that can also open holes for your running game, which will also help you.
Right.
Yep.
He gets hit a lot because he also does the Kirk Cousins, which nobody talks about because it's Russell, right? Because it looks sexy when it works. He gets sacked and hit a lot because he holds the ball too long. That also doesn't get talked about. Russell, what I'm trying to get at is that Russell isn't
a great quarterback. We got it.
No, I like him. I think he's a very good quarterback. One of the greatest, actually. I'm just saying, like, he's getting away with. I don't know. He's getting away with not being. I don't even know the word I'm trying to use.
Okay, Curry.
No, this isn't a Curry thing. Curry, I know that one. This is just like you're allowed to just crybaby your way out of this. It makes no sense to me. Actually,
You're right. You signed a contract
and you have weapons. It makes
you're
no
getting
sense
money.
to me.
You have weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they keep trying to get you weapons. I don't get it. This isn't even an Aaron Rodgers one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Aaron Rodgers, they have Devontae Adams and then blah. That's what I'm getting at. They got you DK Metcalf after he had Tyler Lockett.
Right.
They've got new tight ends. They've got new running backs. They try. I guess I don't get it is my point. You're going to go to the Giants.
Yeah.
You're going to go to the Saints. The Saints have what?
Nobody at the moment.
Exactly my
Kamara.
point. And that's if Michael Thomas comes back. We don't even know if he'll come back. He's been a mental head case, right?
Yeah.
So what were the 3 teams? It was
Broncos, Saints, and Giants.
So Broncos, it would have to be. If you don't go to Broncos, then it's clear cut that it makes absolutely no sense then, right?
Well, no, they're only, and I'm going to stand by this. The only reason I think the Giants are in play is because of his wife.
Right, I understand that.
And so that a lot of the other stuff gets taken out of the equation, right?
Right.
So that's the only reason I really think they're in play.
They've
got some talent. Don't get me wrong, but
I understand that, but it's just still a badly run organization.
Yeah.
They just don't have they have more pieces over where he's at right now. And the Saints don't have the pieces on offense. I'm sorry. They have Kamara, and that's it. And Michael Thomas, when he's right and healthy, yes, obviously, but I don't know why he'd leave the situation, I guess.
Right.
Paul George suffered a torn UCL. Ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow. Will rest the injury for the next 3 to 4 weeks and then be reevaluated.
That's gonna hurt. I think wasn't Kawhi's timetable to be back around playoff time. That's if George is out. I mean, what are your
Who's
odds you
keeping
even
it
make
afloat,
the playoffs?
right?
Yeah. He has been balling it quietly at a MVP level, kind of keeping them. And what I mean is keeping that team afloat. A team that's supposed to be based around those 2 gentlemen right there that you just mentioned, and one of them isn't there.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. You lose. I don't know. But it does help that the Lakers, for instance, what I'm trying to say, the Lakers and some of these other teams are going to start dipping off, I would assume. The Timberwolves usually start off hot every single season. They start off right about this. And what I mean by hot is 13 and 16. And then they end up with 21 wins total.
Yeah. That's about right.
That's how it starts, I swear. Every year, if you go back and look, they start off, oh man, look, they finally turned the quarter. They're 7-3. They're 8-2 to start the season. Then not good.
I don't know why. Kat just said the other day that he's the greatest big man 3-point shooter ever.
Stop it. No, he didn't.
100%.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Does he know Dirk?
Does he know he's the softest player in the NBA too? Does he realize that?
The softest?
Oh man, he's up there.
Oh.
Listen, I'm just
So-
gonna.
I bet you could. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the word of Jimmy Butler. Okay. Remember,
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler said he was a soft ass bitch, so I'm gonna take his word.
I am going to take his word.
Yeah.
him and what was it? Him and Wiggins. He's
Yeah,
like,
him and
he's
Wiggins.
like, they don't want to practice.
Yep.
He's like, I'm trying to bring some intensity here. He's like, I wasn't given God-given abilities. I've had to work hard my whole career to get to this point and work hard every day to keep it.
Yep.
These guys don't want to do anything.
Right. Yeah.
And then they ship him off, and it was the best thing that ever happened. I talked to a buddy of ours who's a Timberwolves fan, and he's like, yeah, good. He needed to go. I'm like, dude, that was your best player.
Yeah.
Well, we have Cat. I'm like, no. They have no interest in putting what the work that needs to be put in. They're going off their natural abilities right now until those wear off.
Yep.
So, yeah. But back to the Clippers. That is one hell of a. I don't know how they stay afloat while they're gone. That's a long time.
It's a stretch, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, keeping with the NBA, the Cavaliers extend their head coach J.B. Bickerstaff through the 2026-27 season after starting the season 19-13, and they just roll. And this when I wrote this up the other day, when I put this in, they just rolled someone up last night, 144 to 100 or something like that.
Jeez.
This young core is ridiculous.
Yep. They've been balling out together.
Yeah, and so they're all what? They're all under the age of 23. They're 23 or younger. So unless somebody pisses each other off here, or if the Cavaliers get in the way, or GM or whatever, God, they're gonna be good for a long time.
Unless LeBron comes back.
I
Shakes
did-
things up.
Oh Jesus! For the love of God, do not ruin these young kids.
I'm telling you.
They're actually playing with some heart. They play some defense too. Don't do it.
I'm telling you.
LeBron, you went so bad the other way. You actually are a bad influence right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just look at his body language anytime something happens that's maybe not favorable or maybe not the smartest play. He's just turns the other way,
Yeah.
throws his arms down.
Yeah.
Looks like a kid that would play in high school.
I agree. And you guys used to razz me about it because I'm a huge LeBron guy. but I've seen it heavily the last like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse and worse every year. And just like you said, it's gotten to the point where every single little minuscule bad play or, like a little bad pass by one of his teammates or something, and he does exactly what you're saying, throws that in, and he like walks down the court while they're doing it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I do not want my children watching that.
Right.
I want them to watch somebody that is a dog that wants to, every single play. They're playing defense. They're getting after every. You know what? Watch Patrick Beverly.
Yeah. Watch a guy like him. Watch maybe any one of the Bulls starters right now. The Bulls are playing good all around too. Like they're hustlers. Miami too.
The GOAT Caruso, baby.
The GOAT Caruso.
Yeah. Yeah. The Vikings Pro Bowl linebacker Eric Kendricks was fined $10,000 for his hit on Justin Fields in that Monday night game, the one he got ejected for.
It was dumb.
Got to keep it clean.
Yeah. You know better.
He does. Was it really that bad, though? Old school football would have been like, what? It's clean.
Right.
That's clean,
bro. It was clean.
No blood, no foul.
Yeah.
The military and Fenway Bowls were canceled. As a
Let me guess,
result,
COVID.
you are correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
Boston College had over 40 players unavailable to play in the military bowl
Wow.
against East Carolina. Virginia also had players test positive for COVID-19, making it unable to travel and play SMU at the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. I'll skip down right to this part then because we have more of those. Where are we at? Right there. All right. Continue on with that. Miami is out of the Sun Bowl against Washington State due to COVID-19. They are still looking for an opponent to face Washington State at least. And that game is this Friday. Boise State withdraws from the Arizona Bowl, and they too are looking for an opponent for Central Michigan for their game Friday. So I know it's about money. I get that. What is that? Less than 4 days. Today's Monday, right?
Yeah.
So 3 days. Someone's gonna take that on a flyer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just take those two teams, and combo the bowl somehow. They're both supposed to play on Friday. Bring them together and do it.
There you go. It's a great idea. Put both their names on it.
Yep.
I don't know where each one is located. Obviously, the one was in Arizona, but either way, I'm hoping. I fantasize about the day that we don't have to have this conversation anymore. Everything that affects any part of sports. There's so many serious things going on in the world, obviously, in this. I'm not saying it isn't serious because it is. But I'm going to get a little greedy. I just want my sports back.
Yep.
You know, I want them untouched, untethered. I'm tired of talking about this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's better than what it was that first year, right? And they canceled everything. So
Yeah. I thought life was coming to an end.
Right. We were watching bowling and cheering on and
Yeah.
right.
I was watching shit overseas because they were still playing some basketball games and stuff like that over there. Yeah.
Throw on a nice game of cricket,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Nice game of cricket.
Gets intense.
Some badminton.
Yes.
Get it.
So horrendous. What time did you wake up to watch badminton? 3:00 in the morning. From Taiwan. Let's see. We have Bills we'll continue with the COVID thing, I guess. Bills wide receiver Cole Beasley fined $10,000 for multiple COVID-19 protocol violations.
Yeah, he's been the most outspoken person, right, in the NFL.
Most
about that
fined, I believe, as well.
stuff. Yeah.
I think he's up over 100,000.
Still less than your wide receiver, though, right?
Probably. CD Lamb for his
Untucked
multiple
Is that what it
dress
is?
code violations.
Jesus Christ.
Didn't have his socks. I know if his jersey wasn't tucked in.
He has been the most outspoken, though. Beasley has. Basically just for people's rights is what he gets down to.
That's what he's.
That's all he was. That's
there
all
for.
he has went for. So, there. Did I put that in twice? did. Look at that. They're just on top of it twice. This one's funny. You guys said you saw it. 49ers GM John Lynch accidentally liked a tweet that was trolling his starting quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. Saw that, and then he came out and apologized.
He came out and apologized. He said
sorry.
He said it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident. I didn't mean to.
His phone was in his pocket for service, and it must have bumped it.
Yeah, weird.
So I don't know which one's worse. You're admitting that you're on your phone at Christmas service instead of paying attention to the pastor there.
Yep.
Or throwing laughter at your current starting quarterback about leaving him in Tennessee. Isn't that what it was? It was about leaving him in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And it was like a dude looking over the thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looking over the airplane window, trying to get on.
Yep.
That's funny.
There was a lot of tweets about that. He cost him the game, man. He played like shit,
No. Well, I think we talked about that a few times, right? Like he's because me and you had an interesting conversation about Kirk Cousins and where he is, like in the NFL, like as in starting quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he's a little bit better than Jimmy G. They're guys that you don't see ever winning the Super Bowl. If they do, it'll be because they took a pay cut, first off, because they need more talent around them. As in offense and defense. You need all of that.
Right.
And then you talked me down a little bit because Jimmy G is way worse than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he is.
If you need to count on Jimmy G to drive you the length of the field to get you even within field goal range, don't count on that. There's no way you can. What I'm saying is, there's no way you can run the ball. It is literally you have Aaron Rodgers-esque 38 seconds. There's no time to run ball, and you're down at the 20-yard line, and you need to get, 50, 60 yards minimum. I just wouldn't feel. Would you feel confident with Jimmy G doing that for you?
I don't know. No, probably not.
Yeah. You wouldn't bank on it, that's for damn certain. So,
yeah.
And Kirk can do that. Kirk's done that many, many times.
This year.
Yeah, just this year. So let's not kid ourselves about that.
Yeah.
Our defense just finds a new way or our team, because our defense has been playing good recently, or playing more competitive, is what I should say.
Yeah, be careful.
Well, hold on. So that score was 30-23, and one of them was a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, but that defense should have had 3 picks.
They had
more picks.
Yeah, 3 more picks. They had 3 picks.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Stafford didn't play well, man. He really didn't.
He's got 9 fourth-quarter comebacks, 9 game-winning drives.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
All time?
He's just at 9.
Okay.
Fourth-quarter comebacks.
Now go to
Kirk
Kirk Cousins.
Drives. Kurt is crappy. Get out of here.
No, for that same stat, I'm just saying where he is in the ranking.
I was just talking about Jimmy. I don't give a shit about
Kirk
Cousins.
Why would you?
He's better than Jimmy G.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
He's better than Dak Prescott.
He's not better than old Cooper Rush, baby, who outdueled him.
Shut up.
Outdueled him on a Monday night, baby.
Damn. All right.
Vikings are
Enough
bad.
of that dumb shit.
Vikings are horrible. Whole team.
It is true. The Saints have reached out to both Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees about being emergency quarterbacks due to their injuries and their COVID issues. Drew Brees evidently sent back a picture of him golfing saying enjoying retirement.
I love it.
By the sounds of it, neither one of them are kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
Not looking to. Well, who are we supposed to throw to?
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you going to come back to do,
Right. You can get anyone to do that. Like, your defense is good. Is it really that good to help me carry? And you have no one to throw to?
Yeah. Throw it to Kamara 30 times a game, I guess. But.
Yeah, not tonight. As long as it's 5 points, under 5 points.
Old Kirk Cousins, 13 fourth-quarter comebacks, 19 game-winning drives. Most of them were with Washington, though.
Oh, they must not be counting the
Only
ones that
8.
were faltered this year.
Only 8 with Minnesota.
He's
got 3 this year.
Yeah, but what was it, 2 or 3 that got buffed because of the defense or a missed field goal?
So that doesn't count. But
I get that. Jesus,
I'm just saying. That's
my
all I'm
God.
saying. It doesn't go down because
hold on, but is that still not over double the numbers in each one? That's exactly what we're saying.
I was just saying he's got
You were just
most
saying,
of them are in Washington.
You have a real elaborated way of saying that we're right.
Kirk
It's okay.
Cousins sucks. Kirk Cousins sucks. It's okay.
Just say
He was
The
much
Cowboys-
better. in
just
The
say
Washington.
Cowboys
Big
dropped
Daddy-
dong, and Rio's feeling good
I know.
tonight. That's
Yeah,
what this
that
is.
is right, baby.
just say Big Daddy Jimmer is always correct, and I will never doubt him again. Come on, Rio. Say it.
Good enough to beat shitty fucking Vikings.
Speaking of which, the Chiefs win the AFC West, and the Cowboys wrap up the NFC East. Playoff picture is getting a little clearer. We'll be getting to your two's favorite team here very shortly.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to yours, too.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
The Cardinals, baby.
The Rams?
The
Yeah,
Cardinals.
the Rams. I said the Rams.
The Cardinals.
I said the Rams.
Whooping on your old favorite team, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a Rams fan. Been my whole life. Vaccinated NBA players and coaches can now test out of quarantine in 6 days.
All about that money. Money.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll change again because the CDC just said 5 days. They just shortened their protocol or whatever. So I wonder if the NBA goes to 5 too.
Do we want to stay out of this conversation? Because seriously.
I'm being
No.
being real.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm being real too. The up here, fear, and then all of a sudden, that's where you start making it disappear, bro. Eventually, people stop getting, just like myself and yourself, tired of reading them, right? You get tired of reading everything. So you flood it now, and that's what's going to happen. You're flood. Everyone's going to be like, God, they're not even going to read it, and all of a sudden, and then the CDC's going to back off, and then it's not going to be a thing. Weird.
Well, we just need to cancel the media. That's where, ultimately.
That's the reason why you need to go to podcasts,
There you go.
especially 3 gig.
That's where a lot of it is controlled, just and not just this COVID deal, but everything in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too off, but the Kyle Rittenhouse case, how much covered it was and how out and outspoken it was, it's because the media wanted to cover that. Now the what's her name, Ghislaine Maxwell case, all under the rug, hushed, nothing, not covered. Like it's because it's all about what they want to get out there and what they want to, how much they want to say. And the COVID deal, you've seen that big time. They pushed 100% covered, and yeah, it's just the media is a big problem.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice way to put it. That is very well done, Rio.
You're welcome.
There you go.
Fuck them fuckers.
Fuck them fuckers.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Oh man, is the mic on? Let's see. Buccaneers win the NFC South. That's the first time since 2007.
I was gonna say, I was surprised at that. I didn't realize I was 2007 was the last time that had happened.
I totally spaced that last year that the Saints did.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it just
Yeah, me
left my
too.
mind.
When I saw the tweet come, because that's where I saw it, was on Twitter, and I was like, "What the heck?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy.
The Rams defeated the Vikings 30-23 to clinch a playoff berth for the 4th time in 5 seasons under McVay.
Yep. They're starting to get things right at the perfect time.
Quick update here: our boy Ian Books, 1 for 2, 4 yards, 1 interception, return for a touchdown. 7-0 Miami. 10-25 in the first.
Ian Book, R.I.P. Practice squad.
Back to the practice squad we go. Here shortly.
I'm sure he'll be really, really good. He was from Notre Dame, right, Will?
He'll be very good, Will.
He'll be just fine on the practice squad if he never plays in an NFL game again.
Did you say 1 for 2? Is that what you said?
1 for 2. I'm 50%. Oh, well,
Like,
technically
damn.
he completed his other pass to the other team.
Okay. So he's 2 for 2?
He's 2 for 2.
Long list of injuries. Some actually pretty big ones, though. Jaguars running back James Robinson tears his Achilles tendon. That happened in the in the first quarter with no
Was
contact.
that the first drive? I believe.
Yeah, it might. Yep.
Yeah.
Against the Jets.
That sucks. You know, they had just talked about we're going to get him as many carries as he can take and whatnot, and then he goes down.
No Urban to stop him.
Right.
Urban's like doing a dance in his living room. Thank God I told him to leave him on the bench.
Didn't Travis Etienne too tear his Achilles as well?
Yeah, that was before the
That
season.
was way early, but
yep. They made that a game at least, which we'll get to. That Jets Jaguars game.
yeah, I picked them to win, but slightly misinformed.
Buccaneers linebacker Shaq Barrett has sprained ACL and MCL.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, their defense has really started to click recently, right? Eagles running back Miles Sanders, who I started, has a broken hand and is out Sunday, but they won't put him on the IR.
About time to just cut this dude. He cannot stay healthy.
When he's out there,
He's
what do you
so
have?
good when he's out there.
He had like
That's
three.
Right, he balls
had
out, but
three
he
games,
just can't stay on the field.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you guys know that he does not have a touchdown this year?
I believe it. He missed a lot of time. He's missed a lot of time.
Well, I
this
mean,
year.
even in the games that he's had like 150 something yards rushing, he still doesn't have a touchdown.
Yeah, I think
they like Jordan Howard inside the
And
10.
yep.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's what I was
big
gonna
old
say.
back.
Yep. Chiefs running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, week to week with a bruised shoulder, going right back to another injury-prone back.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said he wasn't the best back in the draft, and all the Chiefs fans were like, "Oh yeah, this and that." I'm like, no, Jonathan Taylor is the guy you should have taken. You know why?
Absolutely.
Because he constantly put up numbers at a running football school, and he did well. If you want a stud back, that's where you should have gone.
Yep. That's what they produce at Wisconsin.
Exactly.
And
Linemen and running backs.
And not to mention they could have had old boy. Yes, he's injured this year. That was every running back with the Ravens.
Yeah.
with J.K. Is that what
Yeah,
we're-
yeah. J.K. Dobbins.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I had him third probably on the list. Myself.
No, I had him second. Just like I gained so I didn't until that bowl game, and he was
did.
their offense, and he had like
But
a
one game
banged up hamstring.
One game wasn't enough to convince me. I thought he was the third best back in the draft.
Well, regardless, I was just saying, like,
But
when I seen him play, like, where I gained the most respect for him is he had the pulled
balled.
hammy.
Yep.
And he was, like, running for, like, 200-something odd yards, just running over these people.
Yep. He
Yeah.
balled out.
Let's see. Did I get that? Oh, 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo has a chipped bone and a torn ligament in his right thumb. Just can't catch a. Hey, perfect time to see our guy. Trey Lance.
Could lose him. I don't think they will on the fact that they're in it. No, they're in the hunt right now. So as long as Jimmy G can walk out there and, throw a 10-yard pass.
I don't think there's any way that they don't make the playoffs. They would have to. The last remaining, like the Vikings, for instance, are basically out. They have Green Bay at Green Bay and then Chicago, so that's done deal, right?
Well, Green Bay's going to be pressing because they're still playing for Cowboys, and them are right there at the 1 seed, so they're still.
And it's at Green
playing.
Bay in winter, so I'm counting as a loss anyway. So no bueno. Who's the other one? Yeah, Philly, who moved into the 7. Washington, who's been falling apart.
New Orleans.
New Orleans, who's obviously falling apart. They're down to there. So I don't think there's any way that the Niners don't make the playoffs, even if they did go with Lance, is what I'm saying. Just for like this game to. Obviously, I don't know if they'd win a Super Bowl with him. Like, you'd be a serious playoff. I don't know. What do you think about that? Trey Lance, you don't have game tape on him, and maybe he gets on a hot streak in the playoffs. Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe Dak did so well that 1 year, so because
Dak won a Super Bowl?
no, I'm just saying he won 13 games for the Cowboys though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I was talking about the playoffs.
Right, I'm saying, but you could see it there.
Yeah.
It's possible for a rookie to do that.
Yeah.
If the team is built well around him. So, but I think they want to go Jimmy G regardless.
I think they want to. They want to give their best foot forward in this season.
And that's
That is the
probably
one.
him.
Yep. Last one for that is Rams running back Darrell Henderson was put on the IR with the MCL injury.
Cam Akers, where you at?
They're going to take him nice and slow. And they can with Sony Michel running like what he just did, too.
Yeah, he's balling.
He is.
Right, but then after that, shoot.
Yeah.
Sony Michel gets
Playoffs?
banged up.
Yeah, but they don't have much. But I mean, I'm talking about. Yeah, I agree with you. Right after, they're obviously take your time because they would think of him as more their franchise style running back.
Mm-hmm.
So, ready for playoffs is all they need, and now you just open the door for him too with Darrell. You can split it up. Sony just proved that he could take 25 plus carries, so you can put in maybe 5 to 10 carries for him to get warmed up to it.
Yep.
Vikings, Justin Jefferson breaks record for receiving yards during his first 2 NFL seasons, passing OBJ's mark of 27.55. He currently sits at 28.51.
Congrats, Philly, for taking Jalen Reagor.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Philly.
Stupid franchise. Yeah, Justin Jefferson. Isn't that a good story? I think he was a 2-star recruit. Starting out, I don't know what he built himself to, but I know that he was a 2-star at one point.
Yep.
Come out and ball out and put up these kind of numbers, back-to-back years.
Yeah.
I believe he started off slow last year, but then just built and tore it
he
up,
didn't,
right?
He flat out didn't. They did the dum-dum. The first 2
Or
games,
didn't
they
play
didn't
him?
start him.
Okay.
Yeah.
They went with Olabisi Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
So
wanna
whoever the
start
hell
the
that
rook.
is. But
Whoever the hell that is.
he's a baller, man. He's a dog for sure, and awesome to have him. Just wish I don't even know what you say. Have more pieces, have a little bit better quarterback. I don't know what the answer for Minnesota would be, because it seems sometimes they're on and sometimes they're not.
Kirk, I had the perfect answer for you. I swear to God. You could do this with Kirk, but Kirk would have to take a tremendous pay cut. He'd have to be a $20 million a year quarterback, so you can distribute that money to get other pieces, or not offensive pieces, because he has offensive pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You need to rebuild that defense back up, and then you need a little bit more O-line help. If he actually brought himself back and did the Tom Brady, he would be just fine. He's not going to do that, though. He's obviously all about that $35 million a year.
Yeah.
Right.
You're speaking on firing the Zimmer and all that kind of deal, and we've touched on all these coaching openings.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that kind of stood out besides Kellen Moore, but off the Cowboys, Dan Quinn. Him turning this defense around, I mean, he showed he's been a head coach before, and I think he's turned this defense around. I could see him getting an interview or two this offseason.
I could see it. Absolutely. He wasn't. That isn't the one that he was Atlanta's, correct?
Yep.
And he never went to Jags, right?
No.
Okay. So there was another one that went there. That was Gus Bradley, I do believe, because I always mix up. It was him, Gus Bradley, and there's another one that were part of that that Seahawks defensive coordinators, and they got head coaching jobs from that. And then those 2 were one of it. So I was just wondering. I was like, well, maybe you do something like that for instance, the Jaguars, because there's only 2 jobs that are open as of officially right now, and that is the Raiders and that is the Jaguars. If I were the Jaguars, maybe you do roll the dice on that. Maybe you go with a seasoned vet like that, your defensive coordinator, bring him over as the head ball coach, and then with the agreement that you're going to get a young and upcoming offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? Like we want Trevor Lawrence is our guy. That's what we have. We want you to go.
We got some young pieces. We want you to go get a young,
Basically, like a Kellen Moore even. But
right.
So I mean, I don't know if Kellen Moore is ready for a head coaching gig. That's what I'm getting at yet. I don't know. He's going to get a shot. I'm not saying he shouldn't get a shot. I don't know.
I could see him going to college instead. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't know if he's quite ready, because I've also seen some times where his play calling is questionable too, because he doesn't quite adjust in the mid game. I mean,
I don't think you realize how many times Dak switches plays. We talked about that. I brought it up. They ran 7 times against.
Yeah.
And they had 24 run plays called.
Well, then touch up your quarterback. They need a little Kirk Cousins in him, who doesn't check out at all. Evidently, Zimmer said no.
No kid. I'm just saying, I think some of it is that too. But yeah, I agree. Sometimes I think he is going to get a shot.
I think he'll get a shot.
I think he should go college.
Do you think he's ready? Is the question. Do you think he's ready for an NFL head coaching job?
Not yet.
I don't know. He's been around a while.
Coaching, or college, I think he is. You can do that. You can do that in college, and he might be able to bring some guys on because of his youth and relating to them. He was an NFL quarterback. He was a very highly successful college quarterback, and that would work better even in college. I just don't know if he's ready for the NFL head coaching gig yet. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
he'll be a hot commodity though. He'll get it. He'll get a head coaching job. There's no doubt there.
Central Michigan replaced Miami in that bowl game.
Okay.
In which bowl game? So they did. They had to cancel one.
And
Central Michigan took Miami's spot, I think, is what it was, right?
So that one bowl is dead then. Hold on. So Miami is out of the Sun Bowl. Yep. And you said Central Mich. So they came from the Arizona Bowl then. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Are they the ones that were playing in the? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're all right.
So the Arizona Bowl's the Arizona Bowl's dead then.
It must be, yeah.
Okay, so they just decided we'll go up here and play this one then. Okay, which makes sense, except for the Arizona Bowl's getting hosed, or do they get to save money? I don't know how that works. Hey, that's nice. It's exactly what you just said, except for I don't think the two bowls are combining the name rights on it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it should. And last but certainly not least, Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow passed for 525 yards.
Get you some, Joe. Let's go, buddy.
Yep. Shattered team record held by Boomer Esiason, who had 490. My guy over here, Danny, informed me that he ranks fourth all time, but he only missed it by 29 yards, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
By Norm Van Brocklin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's the first quarterback to do that over 500 yards and have 4 touchdowns. So
I think he had 5, didn't he? Did he have 5 touchdowns?
If he had 5, then
So
either way, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just ridiculous. That team is going to be scary. There'd be a scary out. They have everything offensively. They have maybe quite arguably the best offensive unit, like skill positions in the league, like surrounding everywhere. The only thing they're weak at is what, maybe tight end, maybe.
And I don't even know.
They have 3 legit wide receivers.
Yeah.
Very legit wide receivers. And then Joe Mixon.
Come on.
What? No, I would take Cincinnati's over your guys' all day.
Stop it.
You wouldn't take that? Are you kidding me right now? You wouldn't do an even swap if they offered you contracts? Throw contracts out the door.
I take Cowboys whole offense.
Stop.
Whole offensive unit.
Higgins. No, I'm talking about just the skill positions. No, you would not. You're talking crazy because you know it would never happen. I would swap them right now for mine.
Well, yeah, because Minnesota sucks.
We have 2 of the best receivers in the league. What are you talking about? And the best running back.
One of the best.
We have the best
receivers
running
in the league.
backs.
Not the best running back, but he's up there.
No, better than your running backs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So who? Derrick Henry, and that's it.
Colts running back? Are you kidding me?
Fuck
right
that.
now?
Fuck that.
What,
He's not better than
Taylor?
Dalvin.
Yes, he
Fuck
is.
no, he ain't.
Get out of here.
When Dalvin's healthy, hell no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No,
Yes.
stop it. Stop.
We're
We're not going to get heated.
The argument for Dallas
Not yet.
is the depth at running back, in my opinion, because they can run either one of those running backs and they can do the same thing. Actually, Pollard, in my opinion, does a little better a lot of times.
Yeah.
And since although Mixon's good, very good,
Mixon
very
does.
good,
Mixon
got
does both
nothing
of them.
after.
but there's nothing after him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So there's more depth on that end, and they have talent.
I-
It probably matches
I
what's going
was-
on in
I
Cincinnati.
I think the
was-
receivers match
I
up.
was talking purely the starting unit. I'm not talking about your depth pieces. Are we talking about Alexander Madison?
Well,
Too?
you-
I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about purely starters. You line up 3 wide receivers, you line up a running back, and you're telling me that you would take the Cowboys starting running back and 3 starting wide receivers over those. That's what you're saying?
I'd have to. Tyler Boyd
Which is
disappears.
fine if you do. I guess
Tyler
it's
Boyd
your own.
disappears in game. Michael Gallup's a baller. He can easily
And he
beat
disappears
Tyler
too.
Boyd.
Just look at my fantasy.
Because there's-
6.3.
Yes, because there's too
In a
many weapons.
in a
Too many
50-point
weapons.
game?
Too many weapons.
In a 50-point game? You just said he disappears. So Tyler Boyd disappears because there's
Tyler
too many
Boyd
weapons.
disappeared when he was the only guy there.
When he had no quarterback, Chris. Come on. I don't even want to argue with you tonight. Let's use some brains before you come out. They had nobody. Who they throw out there? What was that one dude's name? I can't remember his damn name. It started with F. Last name was a quarterback. I can't remember. This is like before they got Burrow. That's who he had throwing him a rock. And he had nobody on the other side. Stop it.
Still, you got to catch passes. Somebody's got to catch passes.
He does catch. Yeah, all three of the receivers. T. Higgins.
Same before that.
Jamar Chase. Himself.
Jamar Chase is a stud.
And he was averaging 9 catches a game when it was just him. Go back and look at it. Look it up.
I'm not a big Tyler Boyd guy. I think, like I said.
Did he touch you somewhere?
Yes.
Show me on the doll.
Yes, he did.
Show me on the
he
doll.
Deshaun Watson me, man.
He Deshaun Watson you. Jesus. I'm just okay. This one doesn't even need to get warm. It was just a rhetorical. It was just a question. I would, because there isn't much, and they're all young too. So that you're gonna grow with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How old is T? 22, 23?
Probably. Yeah,
I think
he's
22.
second year in the league, right?
Yeah. Jamar Chase is 21.
Yeah, rookie year.
Or 20.
He's a stud. He'll be just fine.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd is a seasoned vet, and I think he's like 26.
Yeah.
And then Joe Mixon, who's a stud. And that offensive line is coming around. I'm not talking about changing offensive lines. I'm talking about just the skill positions. I would swap that out purely because of the age factor, too. Because I love the Vikings skill positions, too. KJ is not a bad wide receiver. But Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson with Dalvin Cook, that is awesome. And so I'm telling you, I would trade that for that because you're getting that for probably 10 years over here.
Yeah.
So you got to put that into that. So that was my thought process on it too. So that's what I had though.
Boom. Easy enough. Let's get into a little bit. How'd you guys do on your bets this weekend?
On my NFL picks, I only got one. Baltimore didn't cover. Of course, they got throttled. Jacksonville lost. I did pick the Rams to cover that 3.5 at Vikings.
In your defense, though, the Ravens at that time still had Lamar, right?
It was questionable.
Well,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
then the backup was still available.
Yeah.
So it went to a third string.
Yeah. So and then Georgia State won versus Ball State, but I missed on the under 50. They put up 70 together. And then my Christmas Day basketball picks, the Lakers lost. I had them to win. I picked Golden State to win. They were 6.5 underdogs. And then my Mavs to cover that 12.5. They did lose, but they only, like I said, lost by 4, I believe.
Yep.
Boom. I picked the Lions. I figured they could take care of business against the Falcons, and they did not. They covered, but I actually picked them to win. So that was no bueno there.
Did you watch any of that?
No, I didn't.
So
we haven't been betting as much as this has been down. Like how far this is down.
No, that's because you guys been drinking it casually.
Not you guys. Danny.
Danny
I bet a few extra.
He took a couple. He had to take a couple doubles. And
Eagles, I got that, and I think the last one was the Raiders, which is why Rio is taking this warm whiskey wager. Cold, lukewarm whiskey wager.
It's lukewarm tonight. It's not quite
Yeah.
cold. There's no frost on the bottle like it was the other night.
That's because, well, hopefully nothing. Luckily for me, nothing burnt down. I left the heaters on last night.
Oh, Jesus.
Thinking we were going to record, and then we all chatted on text, and I told myself before I went to work, hey, shut them off, and I never
Thanks
did.
for letting me down, Broncos.
Cheers, Rio.
Cheers.
Let's see, and then the NBA. I did get the Lakers one wrong as well. I got the Knicks, Bucks. I can't remember if I said the Warriors were going to win or just cover. I think I did pick the Suns, so I'll call that a loss. And the Jazz took care of the Mavericks, so not too bad this weekend. How about you, Jimmer?
Not horrible. 3-3 in upset picks. So far, 3-2. Looking like it should be 4-2 because you said the Saints game. That was my other one.
Yeah, Dolphins are up 10-0.
Okay, so I took the Bills plus 1.5 at the Patriots. Got that 100% correct plus some. Steelers plus 8.5. I missed on that. They got blown out. I thought that'd be a lot closer. Browns, I did get that plus 7.5 at the Packers. Rams minus 3.5. I don't like doing that one, but I got that one. Missed on the Cardinals minus 1.5.
Yes, you
against
did.
the Colts.
Yes, you
And,
did.
I did go. What is that? 1, 2, 3. I went 3 out of 5 for the Christmas Day basketball games though. Warriors, I did have +6 at the Suns. I missed on the same one you guys did on the Lakers. I had the Bucks -3. I'm gonna have to go back to. I forgot I picked the over. I don't know what I can't remember what the final score of that one was. I went over 219. I don't know if I got it or not on that.
Well, let's take a look.
I did take the Knicks -6, and I missed on the Jazz -12.5. So that was a little more competitive than I thought it was going to be. So I picked that one college bowl game and
219 on the Celtics Bucks.
Yep,
it went over.
Ooh, so I got that one too. I took Nevada +6.5, and they got blown out. So, like bad. I think it was like 3 touchdowns at least.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So the tradition of winning wouldn't have went for that one.
They said they started their third string quarterback that like threw lefty but kicked righty. Yeah, weird. Just yeah, jambalaya of a quarterback there.
Jambalaya. All right. Bring up these wonderful scores here. Yeah, 10-0. Am I still alive in fantasy?
Oh.
Yes. Alvin Kamara has 7 yards, bro.
That's it? All
yeah.
Right. All right.
Yeah, they've been 3 and out every time besides the pick 6, which could have been.
How many receptions? He's only completed 1 pass. Tell me it wasn't to Kamara.
No.
It wasn't. Look at this. If this shit happens, I'd be shocked.
It
shouldn't happen.
Dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I will 100,000% agree with you. Pure luck. And some laziness / stupidity by the dude I'm going against because he didn't even try to pull him out of the lineup. So
we can go fix that.
Yeah, that seems kind of fishy. Rio, you can go take care of that, right?
You know it, buddy.
I can overrule it because I'm actually the real commissioner. So not the fake one, like fake lead stuff.
All right, so first game, we touched on some pieces of it, but the Rams-Vikings.
Yeah.
Thielen got hurt.
One team's good, one team's bad.
Third quarter-ish.
Was that third or was it the second? I thought it was the second quarter.
It could have been late second.
I think it was. I thought it was earlier on, and you could tell. So I haven't seen any news on his ankle, but he came off and he looked pissed. It couldn't have been just a sprained ankle because like when you sprain an ankle, especially in if you keep it in your shoe and then you tie it up, you could probably finish that game.
Right.
I think he did something a little more serious than that because he looked like angry, sad, mad, whatever you want to call it. But sucked the life right out of that game. They still moved the ball on him though. I will give him. Kirky had over 315 and a touch. We talked about that Sony Michel 27 for 131.
Yeah, and again, it wasn't Stafford's greatest game. He had 3 picks. He could have. I still think he should have 3 more.
I was going to say he should have had 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Because there was 2 literally in the arms of our defender with nobody around, by the way. It wasn't like it was like whacked out of him. I think it was. One of them was dropped by Dantzler, and I think there was like a linebacker one that could have happened too.
Yep.
And a possibility of a 6th, the one you're talking about, there was one where I think Anthony, if it would have been like an Anthony Barr, it would have been picked. It was like Nick Vigil close to it or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
All he had to do was turn around.
All he had to do was turn around and kind of like he would have had to dive, but it was not a good game for the guy that I was putting more towards the top of the MVP conversation.
Yeah.
So, all but slams the door, in my opinion, on their playoffs. I think they have like a 16% chance or something like that.
Yep.
But besides that, this is more for my own personal happiness. I think this has got to be it, right? Finally, Zimmer.
Maybe. The problem is we're going to get some luck when we don't want it, and there's going to be some dumb games that happen, and we're going to slide in. We talked about this, Jimmer. That's how it goes.
I know it is.
Yep. I don't know. Green Bay's going to come out swinging, because Dallas are right there tied for that 1 seed, I believe. Or maybe Green Bay's 1 ahead, but
yeah, so Green Bay's 1 ahead.
They're going to be, fighting for that week off. So they're going to come out trying to win these next 2.
Yeah, the Vikings had no sacks. Yeah.
Well, and you guys don't have the last 2 games, right? Cardinals and Eagles. That's not exactly a cakewalk either.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Anthony.
But,
Barr,
I mean,
2
yeah, I think,
interceptions, one.
say we lose the game and the Packers wrap it up and win the game, then you just sit everybody for the Eagles game because it don't matter.
yeah. Yeah.
There were we brought up Anthony Barr had 2 interceptions, right? Xavier Woods had an interception. But here's an interesting one from this defense that is being band-aid and glued together. No sacks, but there were 5 quarterback hurries. There were 8 passes defensed. 8. You know how rare, like you go at just any average game and just pick up any random game.
Yeah, it's like 2, 3.
It's usually 2.
Yeah.
2, 3,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. 8. And I think if I go back and look at this, for whatever reason, we weren't getting to the quarterback necessarily, but how many of these were linemen kept getting the hands up? For whatever reason,
See?
Stafford was like throwing like low, like
Extend
right
that
across
man.
it. Extend who?
Zimmer.
Zimmer? No.
Yeah.
No, please don't. Please don't.
That Jason Garrett effect going on in Minnesota.
Who is it? Yeah, Dalvin Tomlinson, Sheldon Richardson, and Anthony Barr had 2. Yeah. Yep. So, either way, sinks them. Rams went on the road against a decent opponent and they did what they had to do. So
They did.
it's not easy to do on the road. So continue.
Yeah, what's the next one we've got up? Falcons, Lions. No, I don't know. I don't think there's much to talk about in this game.
There was one little thing I was trying to tell you is that since you said you didn't watch that, the Lions came storming back on that final drive, and then threw like an interception like at the maybe 15-yard line of their like they were like right there. I think they lost by 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's because they couldn't go for a field goal. They were definitely inside field goal range, and they were right there and threw an ugly pick. We can talk about that. Were you saving the Saturday ones?
Oh no, I guess I'm on Sunday, I think.
Yeah. That Browns Packers game, dude. So obviously the score was 24-22. We talked about this before. We are all on board that we don't think that Mayfield should if anything, maybe be a bridge. You sign a 1-year friendly deal, blah, blah. I don't think he should get that. I'm shocked. He had 4 interceptions in this game. I am so shocked that they didn't just pull him, especially after the third one. Because they were ugly interceptions, by the way, too. I don't know if you guys watched the game or not, but they were very ugly interceptions.
That's the last one.
And
The last one, dude, was held bigger than shit, but
that one was held. Yeah, but the fourth one. But I'm talking about the previous 3.
Yep.
They were completely on him. And
Here's the deal. They lost because of play calling. Fucking Cleveland was averaging almost 9 yards of carry on the ground.
yeah,
Jeez.
And Baker threw the ball 36 times.
and you didn't need to.
What are you doing?
You're right.
Like, that's insane. They're averaging almost fucking 9 yards of carry. And
But
they only ran the ball 25 times. Baker should not be throwing the ball more than you run the ball, especially in that situation.
Especially when they're
That's
manhandling
awful.
them. But that being said, after your third, and they're ugly, if you still want to do that, pull him. What's the difference between him and Case Keenum at that point?
Right.
You know, like seriously, what is legitimately the difference between those 2 quarterbacks at that point right there?
Yeah, I don't know what they saw in that.
Salary.
Maybe they're trying to
Yeah.
get more reason to get rid of him. You know, I don't fucking know. Like,
Does that seal it? Maybe that is. Maybe that's
Yeah.
where you're like, hey, we gave him every opportunity. Come back here and look. And
right.
yeah, it's so bad to watch. Like I want to root for him because he was an underdog. He was an underdog coming into college. Was he a walk-on? Won a Heisman. And I want to root for the guy because he's like kind of like an average Joe to a certain extent. It isn't like he has a rocket arm and he isn't the fastest guy or anything like that. And he's only average height, right? Especially for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I want to root for him. I want to pull for him, but bro, at the end
I
of the
thought
day,
they messed up taking him.
yeah.
I want and this wasn't
I
just
agree,
the OU thing coming out, but I thought that I was like, no, he shouldn't have been.
No.
I mean, he
I
should have
was
been first
shocked.
round, but
I
to
was
be the number 1.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. Even still to this day, that he was the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
But I was rooting for him. But he is done. Like at this point, like try to save him. And what I mean by this, try to save him from himself. Try to transition him into a backup quarterback. You know what I mean? Like he could be a more than serviceable backup quarterback in this league, but he is not a franchise quarterback. He is not. I don't even know if he's a starting quarterback in this league because I think Case Keenum could do the same thing, if not maybe a little bit better than him.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's like really good, but he could. In this game, they could have won that game.
They should have. Yeah.
So, and that was up at Lambeau. I was just shocked by that one. And then your, wonderful ads. That I'm surprised you did skip over this.
No, it's at the bottom of the thing for me. So go ahead, bring it up, Jimmer. What happened? What's the game you missed?
Colts Cardinals. Colts win 22-16. Don't know if I'm completely sold yet on the Cardinals being done, but I will be the first one here to admit now that I'm a little worried. Now this was a good team that came to their house to do it. This wasn't a slapdick that came there and did it, and they played good defense. Something just isn't right.
Yeah, man, they've lost 3 in a row now, and one of them was to a slapdick.
One was.
Okay.
I'm just talking about this one.
I know.
I'm talking about this game only.
And
So calm down. Your Patriots have lost 2 in a row, too.
Yeah, that's fine, and I can acknowledge that. That's all good. Then the Cardinals have to go to Dallas next weekend, so they're going to lose 4 straight.
Easy win.
I
got a bottle chug on this one. Easy win.
They're likely going to lose their 4th straight.
Likely going to
I wasn't
lose.
gonna go all chippy with this one. But I'm just saying I was wavering. I am wavering on it. They are still. So this is what my point was going to be, and I was going to talk in general about the football season. This right here, the Cardinals are a nutshell of what I'm trying to say this whole NFL season has been, right? I think that this is the most wide open that it ever has been, that anyone could win and you wouldn't be shocked. That actually makes the playoffs. Anyone that makes it into the playoffs, I don't know if you could really be shocked that they actually won the Super Bowl when the season was done, right?
Unless Minnesota climbed.
No, Minnesota won't climb into it. I just said I already know they won't.
Yeah, I get you.
So I'm
60% chance, baby.
No, it's literally sealed right now. Philly will get in, and I bet you wouldn't be that shocked if Philly did, though. They're playing hot football. That'd probably be the most shocking one, right?
Yeah.
Right? Anything above that, you wouldn't be shocked. You wouldn't be shocked by anyone in the AFC, right? That's currently in, especially.
The Raiders could still get in. I'd be shocked if the Raiders won the Super Bowl.
Right, but there's no way they're getting in. There's no way.
I don't know. They shouldn't have won this weekend.
Stop it.
It's true.
See, I told
they're the weirdest team, right?
I did tell him, I was like, hey, you need to get a little more spicy. Now he's just pissing me off every episode now, regularly.
Man, I'm just saying they shouldn't have even won this last game.
True, but that's also so that kind of still goes in what I'm saying too. The NFL season of microcosm is so weird that everyone has a shot, and the Cardinals aren't done yet, but they're definitely to me, it's still the Rams. If your quarterback can throw 3 interceptions and you still win a game like that, and you put up 30 points, even with the punt return and all that, they're still my favorite to win it. But God, if I had to bet my house on something, like this is the weirdest. You know what I'm getting at? The weirdest season ever.
It is, man.
The Colts are good. They're hot. But Wentz is also has shown, gentlemen, how cold he can get too. So if you can bottle up the run game. Everyone has a flaw. Every one of these teams has a major flaw, right? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the Cardinals' flaw really is. If you understand me when I'm saying that, it's like their offense can be one of the best in the league at one game, right? And so can their defense. But it's almost like they don't meet up at the same time, kind of like what the Cowboys are doing.
I was
like
going to say, welcome to Cowboys football.
The defense and the offense don't play at the same time like they can be, and that's what makes it weird to me.
Pass game, they just did, but otherwise before that, yeah, it's been one or the other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you really see a flaw with the Cardinals, except for whatever your blind hatred is over there, Danny? Like, they have a good defense, they have a good offense, but it's almost like something isn't hitting right now, or one isn't doing the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't pick out one. I mean, some of the injuries are pretty big, right? Watt going out early. Yeah. I think that totally changed their defense. Yeah. I think Hopkins is more important than you like to acknowledge.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So I don't think there's any one thing. And maybe Kyler's still suffering from whatever he was dinged
from
up
the
with,
ankle
right?
one?
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't know.
Yeah, you just look over this NFL season. It is hard.
Yeah,
it is. I would have to still roll with the Rams, though, as of right now, gentlemen. That'd probably have to be, and that isn't just watching this weekend. I said that before too. And they have one of the biggest weaknesses, do they not? If their 3 stars aren't rolling on defense,
Yeah.
they're easily beatable on defense. You know what I'm saying? You can score on them if those 3 guys don't dominate you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's a big flaw to me, right?
Yeah, it definitely
You
is.
also have the flaw of, like, I love me some Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford has never won a playoff game.
Right.
And yes, it was with crappy Lions. I understand that, and not with nowhere near the talent all around that the LA Rams have. But let's keep it real. Experience is experience at the end of the day, and he hasn't made a deep playoff run at any point in his career.
Yeah.
What do we got? You already touched on that one. The surprise, we talked about the record. Ravens with their 3rd string quarterback, 21-41. Bengals laid it on. And
Yeah.
it's almost like it wasn't just for the record either. It's almost like to let you know, like, we're for real. I don't care. They have no sympathy for the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know, sorry that you guys got injury. You know what? We were injury riddled too. Did anyone feel bad for us last year? Or multiple years when we had Carson Palmer, and nobody's feeling bad for us. So why should we? We're actually put you out of your misery, and we're gonna put our foot right on your throat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, right away they took Baltimore out of their game. Johnson had to throw 40 times. That's not Baltimore football.
No.
You know, they only ran the ball 16. Yeah, Burrow just fucking balled out, man, and destroyed them. The Bengals are, one of the handful of teams like we talked about that are so weird. You can get a game like this,
Exactly.
or they can give you 3 next week. Like,
Yep.
there's no consistency.
And
so,
their defense, because their defense will show like a spark, right?
right.
I'm not saying that you can name really any of them for the most part on defense, but they play a damn good defensive game one week.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, young upcoming, and then the next week, blah. Yeah, so
I think a lot of that's got to be youth, right? You just talked about how young everybody is.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yep.
got to be a lot of it.
I think a lot of it is that one. I think purely the Ravens may have had the best shot this season, the way this season is playing out, had they stayed healthy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're missing so many, and we're
Yeah.
talking legitimate starters across their whole board, offense, defense,
Yep.
down to their 5th string running back. So
What's
go ahead and get it. I'll save this one for you guys to start.
I want this game right here. Texans, Chargers. What the hell?
Yeah. No kidding.
Who saw that coming? When we went through the schedule of the Chiefs and Chargers, the rest of it, we all counted that. Okay, that's a dub.
Yeah.
Like,
Easy.
holy shit, man.
See, that's what I'm saying. They can't figure it out either.
Yeah, they're up and down. Yep.
But yeah, no, that one shocked me.
Yeah.
Watching how that broke out. You know what?
Burkhead coming to town to tear it up. Buck 49, 2 tutties. Jesus.
They showed me that maybe this coach is going to be legit for the Texans. Is that David Culley, I do believe, is who it is? Because this team fights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when they're losing, even when they were losing, because they have 4 wins. Even when they were losing those games, it feels like they were at least in the games. They weren't getting embarrassed fully.
What's funny is one of the best things that Deshaun Watson had to hang his head on was you had me and I could only win you 4 games. They just won 4 games with fucking who?
Right.
Mills and who else? Tyrod.
Oh, by the way, no Tyrod. By the way,
Yeah. Tyrod.
no Brandon
won him a
Cooks.
game, right?
No, Tyrod won him a game or 2.
No, I'm talking about this game.
Yeah.
Like for the
Yeah.
4th game. For the
Yeah.
4th game.
Yeah.
You're down to your 5th string running back. No Brandon Cooks, who's your leading receiver, who is your only offensive weapon.
Yep.
And Davis Mills is your quarterback. Can you name anyone on the defensive side?
Man, I'm telling you.
I can. I
this
can name
shit's
one.
Nuts.
Right.
Just from the University of Iowa.
All right, they're going to say Texas and go Charles Minahu.
Desmond King, baby. The man. Let's see. You kind of jumped that one a little bit. You don't even want to talk about it. I see what it is.
I don't know what you have pulled up, so it's obviously a different order, bro.
Bills
Just go on the order of the games.
Bills Patriots.
Yeah, jump on it.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the Bills yet. They've struggled a lot. recently.
They just took the division lead and
So-
have an 86% chance of finishing that out.
And
But they're the up and down team also. That goes
Yeah.
right back to they have no running game. So if it's not going on, if it's an extremely windy 50-mile-per-hour day, or the pass just isn't there, they don't have a run game to lean on. Their defense is very hit and miss, and especially missing their number one corner, one of the top 5, 6 corners in the league too. By the way,
Yeah.
so yes, sold. No, not sold on it.
Not yet, but if they could start getting the wheels turning and play like
Get
that.
on
man.
fire at the right
Yeah.
time.
They'll be back to that team that we talked about before the season, saying they could
Right.
make it to the Super Bowl, right?
I think they went for so I went over and watched Red Zone at Tyler's house on Sunday because we started watching the Viking game like this is gonna get shitty, and actually it was more competitive, but we decided to watch Red Zone, and this game came on quite a bit, and I'm hoping these metrics. I hope all these times that people keep constantly going for 2 finally change the metrics because you're actually getting a boatload of them now and actually move the needle next season. Because this score could be even worse than what it was because they went for 2 multiple times in this game. Multiple.
Yeah, they did not. I don't think did they punt the ball at all in this game?
I don't know.
Maybe, but yeah, you're right. They kept doing the same thing. They kept going for it.
Yeah, they were trying to retaliate fully.
It was a
That's
statement
what they're
game.
trying to- It was
Yeah.
a statement.
Absolutely.
But their offense is clicking. Damian Harris is still balling too. 103 and 3 touchdowns. I didn't know he got 3 touchdowns. Like Jesus.
yeah.
Man.
Josh Allen 314, 3. Isaiah McKenzie. They were down receivers, by the way. Isaiah McKenzie though, 125
McKenzie came out of
touchdown.
nowhere, baby.
Jaguars Jets. This one turned. So that's not a sexy conversation. Obviously, this is still the number 1 versus number 2 pick. Trevor Lawrence versus Zach Wilson. And you wouldn't think of this as like a sexy game by any stretch, but it did come down to the wire. It's 26-21. Jaguars started coming back. So if you're looking at the fourth quarter score, you're looking at it like that. But that touchdown came, and then they got the ball back and came down the field again. I do believe Zach Wilson. Yeah, he did. There it is. In fact, it's on the thing. He scrambled for a beautiful 52-yard.
That was awesome too.
That was awesome.
I
Yep.
did see that.
That's the stuff that they drafted him for right there. Like the spark, the buzz, the craziness. They need the other stuff from him though too. You need to be able to check down. You need to be able to do because that was the difference in this game too. If you watched, for instance, the Bills, is that old boy actually didn't try to gun him down the field like he did in that first game. He had to throw the ball because they don't have a run game. But he tried to go down the field 15-plus yards every single time. Josh Allen did, right?
Right.
This time he was taking the check down. As in, the Patriots are trying to run like, what is that? Is that like a cover 2 or cover 3? Either way, but it is a zone scheme, and they're backing up. They were giving the running back the 7-yard pass, the check down, and he was actually taking it like a smart quarterback should. If you're going to give me that, I'm going to take it.
Yep.
So, but Jets, Jaguars, blah. But
Yeah.
there was an awesome kickoff return for a touchdown, that Braxton Berrios in that game.
Braxton Berrios, baby.
Eagles, Giants, 34-10. Eagles just keep rolling. Like we alluded to, they took over that final spot. I don't see them losing that spot. I think everyone else below them either A, has a harder schedule, or B, is falling apart anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be injuries or whatever, but they're falling apart. I think they're the hottest. They're one of the hottest teams right now.
Yeah, they definitely are.
That is a team that you don't, and maybe you guys feel differently, but I don't think that's a team that you don't want to meet in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like they run that's what they do. They run. They're averaging like over 200-something yards a game for the last like 4 games. I'm not saying their quarterback is scary.
Yeah.
Not for like the passing and everything, but their defense is playing opportunistic. They're playing tough D. They're not playing shutdown defense, but they're playing tough defense. I think that'd be a scary team to play if that's the first round opponent you had.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They're playing really well. I don't know if they could keep up with the Cowboys necessarily. But I wouldn't want to play them right now. They're kind of like the Niners, right? Like before this, they lost this last week. It's kind of like,
you don't
I don't know if I'd want to play them right now.
You don't want to face them.
Right.
Not a team that can run, not a team that can play defense. And
Yeah.
I don't know which one would you rather not play, though? If you had a choice between the two, which one do you like? Nah, I'm good. Between those two. You just brought up an interesting one, Niners and Eagles.
Damn.
Probably the Niners. Simple fact, they probably got a little more weapons they could use
Experience,
to hurt you.
Coaching.
Yeah. So probably them at the moment. I give them the edge. They got a few more pieces on offense they can hurt you with.
Yep.
Nothing really scares me about the Eagles and their passing game.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll go Niners too.
I think the only thing that, and I agree with both of you. I think the only thing that would be the difference, I guess, is like worrying about Jalen Hurts' legs. That's what would be.
Yep.
That'd be the only thing that I'd kind of maybe lean that way. But I'm with you guys. I think that coaching plays a huge difference in that too. So a guy that's been there, Kyle Shanahan, and let's go Trey Lance, baby.
Let's go Trey Lance.
Buccaneers mop up the Panthers.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought this was going to be even worse than what it was. There must have been some defensive plays in this. Antonio Brown came back with a vengeance, 10 receptions, 101 yards. We knew that would be the case, right?
Yeah. Nobody to throw to. So
nobody to throw to, and he already had a connection. And
Yep.
But I actually thought Tom Brady would go even crazier than this, especially after the last game.
They ran the ball a lot, though.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, what's a lot?
I think as many times as he passed the ball, pretty close to even. 31, something like that.
Yep, you're right. Yep. Ronald Jones had 20.
Yeah.
Which was not bad. Kayshawn had one hell of a big-time run in there, too. Yeah. I was just a little surprised. After you, I figured you'd have to make a little extra bonus game check so that you could pay for the tablet that he smashed up on the sideline in the previous game.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Where are we at? Where's the next one, Rio?
What have we not covered?
The Bears.
Bears, Seahawks, 25-24.
There's another coach that might be staying, unfortunately, huh? They
Nagy.
eke out these kind of wins.
Yeah, right.
Showing that the guys are rallying around him. You think it might be enough?
No.
No?
No.
I hope he stays.
I
just
do
for
hope.
our sake.
So evidently, I didn't watch much of this. I took a nap before third shift, and I woke up. I thought this was a slam dunk for the Seahawks, by the way, because I thought Bears have nothing to play for. I'm not saying the Seahawks did. Seahawks technically still had a playoff shot by percentage before this game, but the Bears traveling over there, they're in dysfunction. Nagy's job outlined, blah blah blah. No one really caring. Every week Russell's gotten a little bit better than the previous time.
You forgot the one key factor, though.
What's that?
Big Dick Nick.
Yes.
Baby.
That is correct.
Was getting the start. So
Yep.
that's where
it is.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a snow-filled game too, by the way.
Yeah.
I did see that. Chiefs Steelers 36-10. So we are used to and have been beating up on the Chiefs all year long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even when they were winning, they started to win, we were like, it still doesn't feel right. It still doesn't feel the same. Is it starting to feel the same now?
Yeah.
It's starting to feel okay. So I was thinking the same thing. It's starting to feel,
put it together.
It's starting to feel like the old Chiefs, actually. He's not making the sloppy mistakes. If you actually watch him, I was telling you before that he was being completely unorthodox with every type of pass.
Yep.
Just trying to do whatever.
Even though he didn't have to.
Yeah, even though he didn't have to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He would just do that. This game, I watched some of that and seen some of the plays, and he actually did exactly how you're supposed to be a quarterback on the routine plays. You don't have to make it look sexy every single time. You can just literally, and that's what he's doing, and they're rolling. Chris Jones getting kicked back inside where he's belonged the whole time has been huge. That also goes under the radar. That Melvin Ingram trade is what is actually making it go under.
Steal.
Yeah, Steele. I don't know what his sacks have been there. That isn't what the key point of this is going to be. The key point is that it kicks Chris Jones into his natural position at defensive tackle because they're playing defensive end with him. Where Chris Jones is special is where? Right up that gut.
Yeah, right in the middle.
He's a very scary big man.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling more like the Chiefs that we knew the last couple years. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that. And the Steelers, man, they've been playing pretty well last few games, and then they just get blown out, man. I don't know. It looked ugly, too. The Steelers there was a lot of dumb shit they were doing.
Yeah, did you see the one where the receiver, or was it a receiver running back, went to the it was like a handoff or a quick check down, and he goes and runs. Nobody around him, and he drops the ball. Literally, fumbles the ball himself.
Oh, my God.
Not
No,
switching
I missed
hands.
that.
Not
Yeah.
switching hands. Not doing any of that. It's literally right here. And all of a sudden, bloop. I don't know if he had a nerve reaction or what. Just blop.
No shit. No, I missed that one.
Big Ben's ugly interception. You seen that?
Yeah.
That looked hideous off the trick
Yeah.
play. Wobbly. Yeah. As soon as you start giving a little bit of or the Steelers start giving you a little false hope, they bring you right back down to them being. They're done this week. I'm gonna say this week. I'm not gonna keep going. Done. They're back. Done. They're back. They're done this week.
Yeah.
And then
I agree.
And then the Raiders Broncos 17-13.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was taking a third shift nap, so I didn't see any of this. I don't even remember seeing the score actually. Raiders, surprisingly, I don't know. Do you give that interim coach a shot at this?
I don't know. At this point, you almost have to, right? With all the mess that's
I don't
been
think
going
so.
on there.
I think there's going to be multiple coaching opportunities for coaches to give an opportunity. I think you go that direction.
Mhm.
Bring in somebody that's, going to give you an identity, and you got some young playmakers out there. Derek Carr, if you think he's a guy, get him maybe a little bit more help and buy in with a young coach. So somebody offensive minded, kind of open that offense up a little more. Another receiver would be big time for him, I think, especially losing Henry Ruggs. But I think you got one of the best tight ends in the game, a decent running back, couple decent running backs there. You need probably another receiver to really put a stamp on that offense. And I think you bring somebody in and, maybe like a Kellen Moore or somebody that's really offensive minded.
Will you
is what
stop
I'm
bringing
saying.
up Kellen Moore?
Well,
for the love of God,
offensive minded coach. Open up that offense more. I think they're so dull.
Clint Kubiak.
Honestly, sometimes, yeah, whatever. There you go. I think sometimes they show flash like the Cowboys game. They show flashes of being able to open up and be a good offense, and they completely have games like this where it's nothing. And they've had several games like this. So I think you get somebody that can open that offense up a little more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if they eke into the playoffs,
They're going to
keep 'em.
lose. You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Because what were
Maybe.
they when they lost? When they old boy left, was it 3 or 4? They're 3 or 4-0 when Gruden left.
I don't know.
Ish, yeah, somewhere around then, because it was pretty early.
Or did they have a loss?
Might have been.
They had a loss, right?
Might have been actually like 6 games in. They might have been like 4-2 or something, somewhere in that.
Somewhere in
run.
that
Yeah.
4-2. That sounds about right, actually. Somewhere right in that ballpark. So what are they now? 8-7.
8-7, yeah.
Okay. So 4 and 5. I don't know.
I'm curious though. I don't know.
I'm curious too.
I think
I'm
to make
just
the
saying
playoffs would be
if they
pretty
do,
impressive, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and everything else going with it also. That's the reason why it's like, hey, one of your teammates killed a woman, so
Yeah.
during the season here, so
And your coach is fired, and
coach is fired, injuries like usual, and like everybody else do. Everyone's went through, but
Yeah.
Any other brain busters?
The only thing we didn't really talk about was the Cowboys game, right?
Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
just going out and throttling.
56.
Chat about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't watch.
seriously.
I didn't watch any of it. So
You you help run a podcast of sports talk, and you haven't been watching sports.
Sometimes you gotta get a little bit of sleep before you go and work a third shift, Jimmer.
No,
It's crazy.
I work third shift. You're preaching to the choir.
So I know you mentioned something where you didn't watch a game. So
I didn't watch the afternoon ones. Yes, the late games.
So yeah, sometimes I don't get to watch the games, and it's hard to find Cowboys games sometimes up here unless they're prime time. So unfortunately.
No, that one was.
I know. I'm just saying a lot of Cowboys games
that
I
was
don't
Sunday
see.
Night Football, wasn't it?
A lot of Cowboys games I don't get to see just because they're not, if they're in the afternoon at all or at that noon game, you don't. I see.
They show way too many up here. Let's calm down.
More
For not
team.
around Texas. I'm saying for not around Texas, that is the most. What is it? Around here, it's probably Kansas City, Dallas, and for not around here teams, Kansas City's even close technically. So Dallas and New England, and now Tampa Bay because Tom's there.
Yeah.
But other than that, the Cowboys, we catch so many games because they're always America's game of the week on Fox.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
No matter who they're facing.
No, they balled out though. I mean,
it looks like it. The
Prescott
defense is still playing well.
5 sacks on the day.
Yeah,
They obviously got two teammates to punch each other and beat each other up on the sideline, whatever that's going on there.
Offense looked good finally again.
Our guy Chauncey Golson, University of Iowa, returned a touchdown for your Cowboys.
Yeah, block punt, right? So
you're welcome.
If everything,
so you're welcome.
Trust me, we didn't need it. Looking good. Just kind of, it all depends that they're still fighting for that 1 seed here. These next 2 games, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was interesting. Cooper led the team in targets after he brought that up.
I did
as
see
well.
that.
And anytime your team has 42 points at halftime, you probably feel pretty good.
Yeah, they didn't.
Right?
Yeah,
I don't think Dak took a snap. The smartest thing that coach has done all season long, because he did some dumb like that earlier this year. Remember that?
Yep.
I don't think Dak started the second half, if I remember hearing that correctly. Like I said, I was napping during this time, but if I remember hearing that correctly, he did not take a snap in the second half, which is smart when you're up 42 to
that much. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Take a seat on it. No, that still need to temper expectations. Just like every other team. Go ahead and ride this if you want. Like, pound your chest, but as in, like, you should be. You're a fan. I'm just talking about anyone in general. Like, everyone's jumping out. Oh, the Cowboys are back. The Super Bowl. Yeah, we've seen this too many times with all these teams. So it's so hard to pick right now.
You just got to be careful with the expectations. A lot of times players see that and they're like, oh, yeah. And then they get whooped up. So,
yeah.
I see Trayvon picked up another interception, though.
Yep. So we got some good young defensive pieces, and I mean, it's turned that defense around from what it was and definitely playing much better. This year, Kelvin Joseph got to start and play with Anthony Brown or Jordan Lewis. Sorry, Jordan Lewis being on the COVID list. So he got his first start, almost got a pick. Played darn well. So that was good to see. That was the first time his first start as a second round pick. So we hadn't seen a lot of him because he had been hurt, and then he got some limited playing time. So good to see him come out and kind of ball out, step up. Good to see that. It's nice seeing your young draft picks and early draft picks especially finally contribute in a big way.
definitely.
Yeah.
Got that dub, too. Well, all right, Jimmer, we're getting close to wrapping her up. Makes sense if you don't think about it, time?
I think it is. And I got one. The reason why I didn't warm you guys up to this one is I want your authentic reply to it, I guess. So this is someone else's story, and I've been told this one. And every time I've been told this story, because I make them tell me at least once a year, almost like a Christmas story. My ribs hurt so bad from laughing after.
About as bad as when I made you pop one out from not catching my heat.
No, it hurts more this way. So, a buddy of ours, I do believe if I remember correctly, he was when he was in high school, around this general vicinity, and he's right around our age, so somewhere around the 30s, mid 30s. He's out partying with some friends, and one of his friends in particular gets a little too hot and heavy in the booze. He goes, and when I mean a little, I mean it was way too much. Couldn't walk, couldn't talk, couldn't do any of that, couldn't function. They eventually get him back to his mom's house. Get him inside, stumbling, whatever, and have him sitting in the living room, but then he ends up like on the floor and kind of on his knees or something like that, or he's trying to, and then he goes to reach for his pants, so the front end of his pants, and start unzipping, and his mom's like, no, stop, freaking out. Because you know what he's going for. There's no bathroom in the middle of this living room. Let's make that clear. She yells for her other son, go grab a bowl.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Brother brings it out. Because this kid can't move. Like I said, I guess he was so bombed. And he was like dead weight. So they couldn't drag him really anywhere. He was kind of on his knees or whatever. And he's trying to do this. Brother gets the bowl down there. The dude can't function anything.
Oh, my God.
Obviously, Mama didn't want the piss on the carpet.
She did not aim that thing for him.
She aimed her son's dick, grabbed it while her other son was holding the bowl, and aimed this piss into the bowl.
Yikes. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
I love you.
What kind of gift is that from your son?
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, dude, I thought he was yanking my chain. I'm like, this is bullshit. You're lying. He's like, no. He's like, I'm being dead serious. It was the most awkward moment of my life. I'm sitting there watching all this transpire. He's like, we got him in the house. We did our job, and he was too like dead weightish. We couldn't move him anywhere further. And yeah, he's like, it went real quick. Brother grabbed a bowl. I'm gonna venture guess this might not have been the first time this has happened. Jeez. Mom, without missing a beat, reaches down, grabs that dick, and aims it right in the bowl.
Wow.
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
It makes sense if you don't think about it. That's tough.
That leads into our words here. Our words of wisdom, right?
Words of wisdom.
And that is, if you plan on getting extremely intoxicated and you live at home with Mom, if you feel like there's a risk that there could be an outside shot, that your manhood gets touched by your mom because she doesn't want you pissing on her carpet because you're blackout, belligerent, drunk, maybe you go pick up an adult Depends.
Throw on a diaper, kid.
All right.
Yep.
Great words of
Dude,
wisdom.
a bowl.
You know what?
Bowl on these. Whenever he tells me, I always think of the mental image of her just, without missing a beat, reaching down, grabbing this thing and aiming it down into the bowl, dude.
Yeah. Man.
Holy shit.
Have you ever had, and I'm not going to say your mom, but have you ever had to have a girlfriend or wife or something like that reach down and aim you up?
No.
Not once?
No.
Never had that?
Never had that. That's crazy. Do you want to do it for me tonight, though?
Oh.
No alcohol needed. We're just practicing.
It's practice.
Yep.
Just
You
practicing.
got to pay for that, folks.
Man, you nasty after just one whiskey wager? You nasty.
Get it.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
And be like that.
Sometimes. Well, all right. Hey, for those of you listening, make sure you tune in for the Wednesday night podcast. We're going to do a little bit of a game show.
Yeah.
We've got some fancy little buzzers.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Jason Marovitz.
Yeah.
So shout out to
Custom
him.
Detailing.
Marv's Custom
Marv's
Detailing.
Custom Detailing. You want your shit clean the proper way?
He's
Better
the man.
He's a man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, 100%.
Money well spent.
Just so he knows he owes us $1,000 for that 10 seconds of airtime.
Yeah, 10
Yes.
seconds per time. So you want to say it again?
Yep.
Yes. So Marv, go ahead and wire that over. I'll give you the instructions in a little bit.
We'll bill you.
But seriously, definitely check it out Wednesday. It'll be a good time. The podcast is available everywhere, which includes what, Jimmer?
Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google.
That's right.
Am I missing one? And YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Catch
Know
it. But that game show one where I have a few guys, they're not going to be in the camera shot, but they're going to be calling out the questions to us. We'll figure out before the show what we're going to put on the line, what we're going to do.
Yep.
I think I got what it's going to be. Oh, actually, I'll throw it by you. What do you guys think? This is something fair for everybody. Of course, we're all going to be drinking anyway, so I thought that was going to be pointless.
When you say fair, I don't believe you.
No, I think this one
Yeah.
will be. Except for I did just shave mine off. But that being said, after it grows back, I think the loser has to go Fu Manchu. You should only have the handlebars, just the handlebars.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep my beard for a while, so I'm not
Oh,
gonna be
you're
on
doing
that
that?
side of it. Yeah,
No, you can do your eyebrows.
I can just shave my eyebrows.
Want to
Man.
go
Nice
eyebrows?
compromise.
Oh,
Nice
we
compromise.
Compromise.
Man,
Ooh,
Better hope you're on your
I got one.
A game.
I got one. The loser has to get their butt crack waxed.
On
Jesus.
camera?
Yeah.
What the heck? Hold on, I got a lot of hair.
I know
going
you
on.
do. Yeah, this nasty bastard. Don't drive by his house in the morning. I'm telling you that right now. When he's outside.
Man, I think we're gonna have to ponder some ideas on what we're betting because you're going nuts right now.
Why
Yeah,
wouldn't he go a
you're
little
going
crazy?
crazy.
Just go a little crazy.
Just go a little
a
crazy.
little TikTok crazy.
A little TikTok crazy. No
Yeah.
shit.
Uh,
What do you think
We'll
of something?
see. Yeah, we'll figure
Okay,
it out.
Danny, which one are you going to do? Getting your ass waxed or you want to do a beer bong? Because I know exactly how that one goes for you, too, there, big guy.
Yeah, I don't see. The thing is, for those of you listening, I can't open my throat as much as Jimmer, and so he just is able to let that beer slide straight down, and I can't.
in Jimmer's fairness, he's had lots of practice at
No,
his
that was
place
the-
of work.
That was the other end. That was the other end, number one. Number two, that just makes you more passionate with your business that you're doing.
No, is that
in the
what
front.
it is?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
intimate.
Y'all nasty motherfuckers.
Y'all need Jesus. All right.
And Rio, what do we need him to do on the socials?
Go ahead and like, share, give us a rating. Unless you're going to give us a crap rating, then don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother.
Don't bother.
At
Don't
that
do
point.
5 stars or nothing. Just
What?
John Cena
Yeah.
out in this bitch.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Come on, like, share, the whole works. Let's get them out there. Follow.
it. Let's go. All right, guys. Thanks again for listening. This is 3 Geek Sports.
We out.
Something from nothing, no hindsight discussions. I've been writing, I love it. All this doubt around me, damn it, look, I got it right.